Welcome back to Herp Herp Hooray, a weekly internet transmission where we are simulcasting on RossiReptiles.com, Buzzsprout, and don't forget to subscribe and download us on iTunes. This week, guests produced some of the most outstanding ball python combos I can think of. His projects will make your head spin. This season, I'm sure, will be no different. Introducing the person who brought you the Orange Dream Ball Python project, I'm pleased to announce Herp Herp Hooray's very special guest, Oz, from OzzyBoys.com. Oz, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Jason. I really appreciate it. I appreciate all the kind words, and hopefully I can live up to your expectations this season.
Man, I'll tell you what, looking at what you've done in the past, it's not going to be too hard, man. Like, seriously, like, you got to really think when you're talking about some of your pairings and what you got going on and what your possibilities are.
Yeah, and there's definitely a little luck involved too. So I'm just hoping, I'm hoping I just get good odds this season, you know, just like everybody else.
Well, may the odds gods be with you. So why don't you give our listeners a little history of the Orange Dream project?
All right. Well, years ago when I was starting out, I would pick up animals. I think it was my first purchase from Ian from Outback Reptiles, and I spent about $7,500, and I was buying orange ghost, some albino stuff. You know, it was a nice little package, and Ian would bring in a lot of stuff from Africa. He would get some really nice shipments in from Africa. He actually flew over there, so he had some guys set up over there, and he had some really good contacts over there. So, you know, I spent a nice chunk of change with him, and he threw in, you know, a free captive hatch female, a nice female. At the time, he just called it a nice bandit, you know, a fancy bandit. And so I got the female, and she was still in shed, and, you know, she shed and started to feed, and right away I, you know, noticed something different about her. She didn't look like a typical bandit. I mean, you know, I used to see a lot of fancy ball pythons come through, and she just looked different. Of course, at the time, I didn't know, you know, for sure. You know, it was a subtle, definitely the Orange Dream is kind of a subtle mutation. So I raised her up. I think that was 2000 and I want to say 2002, I believe, when I got her. And I raised her up, and you know, and she was just a gorgeous snake. And when I first bred her, I believe it was 2004, she gave me 4 eggs. She was still small, you know. She gave me 4 eggs. And 2 of the eggs, when they all hatched, 2 of the snakes came out looking exactly like Mom, and I knew for certain that it was genetic. And, you know, at that point, I just had to figure out if there was a super or, you know, what other, you know, potential that the mutation had. And, you know, the next year she took that year off, and eventually I got the male up to size, and he bred, and, you know, it was a lot of time and effort to bring the project to where it's at now.
Awesome, and you've done an outstanding job doing it, sir. Let's keep it Orange Dream. How about go about making the Super Dream Fire Bee?
Yeah, so I had attempted, over the years, to make a Super Orange Dream on multiple occasions. I figured it was, you know, dominant. I proved it dominant, and I was trying to attempt to see if it was an incomplete dominant and if there was a super form. And I believe I had about, I want to say, 3 separate clutches where I bred Orange Dream to Orange Dream, and they were all small clutches, you know, 5-egg clutches, 6-egg clutches, you know, and in 2 of the clutches, a couple of the eggs went bad. And so, you know, when all was said and done, I hatched out about 14 eggs and no supers. So I figured at that point, you know, that there probably wasn't a super, and with a couple of the eggs going bad, I even had it in the back of my head, maybe there's a lethal gene or whatever. So I kind of gave up on the super. And then last year, I bred an Orange Dream Fire to a Yellow Belly Dream Bee female. And I also bred that same Orange Dream Fire male to an Orange Dream Yellow Belly female. And the first clutch was the Dream Bee, the Yellow Belly Dream Bee female's clutch was the first clutch to hatch, and it just blew me away. I knew that there was still a possibility that there might be a super, and that's what I told my customers. I was like, I don't think there is, but there's still a possibility. Maybe I just had really bad luck, and turns out that was the situation. In that first clutch, I actually hatched out 3 supers. I had a regular super Orange Dream. I had the super Dream Bee Fire, and then I had a super Orange Dream Fire, and then with the second clutch, where I bred the same Orange Dream Fire to an Orange Dream Yellow Belly, I hatched out 2 more supers. I was fortunate enough to hatch out a super Orange Dream Yellow Belly and a super Orange Dream Yellow Belly Fire. So that was pretty exciting. And I had a lot of confidence at that point with the supers and what I was actually looking at, because I got a nice mix of different combinations. I was able to tell them apart. And I actually thought I had 6 supers because I hatched out an Orange Dream Yellow Belly Fire, and that's just a gorgeous snake. That snake ended up going to Bill Brandt, Gourmet Rodent. But that snake, when that snake hatched out, it just blew me away. But as they shed, and I started to compare them, and I figured out what I had, and he was actually an Orange Dream Yellow Belly Fire. And I held back the super Orange Dream Yellow Belly female. I think if you're on Bush League, you probably saw me post pictures of her recently.
Yes, sir. So tell us how you felt when you got that Orange Dream Yellow Belly banana.
Oh, I was just I was floored with the bananas. I mean, I remember when they hatched out. And I was looking at them, and they all look different. Of course, the baby bananas are just simply gorgeous. And I think I had, I want to say it was a 7-egg clutch or a 6-egg clutch or something. So I was really lucky to hatch out 4 bananas. And then when I started sexing them, I just, I couldn't believe it. I mean, the first 3 bananas I sexed were all males. And when I went to sex the 4th one, I was like, there's no way that, but at that point I was happy. I was looking for one male, I knew if I didn't hatch out a male, I'd probably have to go out and buy one. So I was really happy to hatch out a male. And then I just kept sexing them, and just another male and another male. And they all look different. The two of the males, they look a lot alike, and I'm pretty confident that those 2 males are Orange Dream bananas. I mean, they're gorgeous right now as adults. The color is just insane. And then Orange Dream Yellow Belly, definitely. I mean, that banana was definitely Yellow Belly, and looking at the pattern and some of the color, he looks a lot like my Orange Dream Yellow Bellies. So we'll see with him, because he bred quite a few females for me this season. So I should definitely confirm whether or not he has that Orange Dream in him. But again,